Just found out my girlfriend cheated on me. She did it while she went to a concert in Chicago. We live in central Illinois while I was working. It was a couple months ago and I'm just now finding out due to multiple of her friends telling me. She admitted to everything but sex. Everyone tells me they had sex. It hurts very badly because I work full time and do everything I can for her and her child. His father isn't around much. I don't have kids of my own. I've always been faithful. She has threatened suicide from me, saying I will leave her. But she admits to the cheating. It all hurts so bad. I love this kid mostly, think the world of him. Taught him how to swing a baseball bat and just have bonded a lot. Well, any advice would be very helpful. Also doesn't help we live together. Redditor's reactions, story 2 after. Redditor 1, threatening suicide is emotional blackmail. Leave, and if she threatens it again, call the police, get a fishbowl and tell them the circumstances and that you are happy to watch the child while she is assessed. She cheated after you have given her everything, that's not respect. Redditor follow-up, if anyone tries to threaten suicide to keep you around, that's good enough reason to leave. Redditor 2, her friends seem better people than her if they're willing to tell you the truth, but she's not. It's not a healthy relationship anymore and now she will likely do it again. And threatening suicide is a manipulative technique. Best to move on. Maybe try to maintain some level of relationship with the child, but it would be foolish to maintain a relationship with her. Redditor 3, you're a fool if you stay in this, get rid of them. Good luck. Story 2, 2 years after D-Day update. D-Day 2 years ago. Ex-wife had an affair with one of her co-workers. 2 small kids, shared custody. Ex-wife is cut out of my life, only in contact concerning the children. I am 37 am living together with my pregnant girlfriend 26. We moved in together after 2-3 months of dating. She got pregnant shortly after. We have only been together 7 months. We have had a few bumps along the way, mostly due to past traumas. This goes for both of us, but we are good at talking things through and she takes responsibility for her actions, words, and is able to apologize and move forward. She has a great relationship with my kids and they both love her to bits. She is very insecure and gets jealous very easily, mostly when I have to be in contact with my ex. She has admitted to repeatedly snooping on my phone computer. I know that all of this is very new to her, and it will take some getting used to for her. When we started dating she seemed a bit immature. She has never been in a real relationship before, but during the course of our relationship, I have seen her mature a lot and learn how to be in a loving long-term relationship. She has never given me any reason to not trust her, but due to my past experiences, I feel like it is a 100% certainty that she will eventually cheat on me. I've been to therapy and have done the work, so to speak, but I can't shake the notion that it is an irrefutable fact that she will cheat on me eventually, given the right circumstances. Logically, I know this is of course not the case, but mentally, I see no other outcome. Does anyone have any advice on how to shake the paranoia? Redditor's reactions, story 3 after. Redditor 1, she seemed immature when you first started because biologically she was. Honestly, that's a problem. Being a decade older should be your clue that you don't have the same level of life experiences as a 26-year-old. Outside of other things, you being married before and having kids is a bit overwhelming for someone who hasn't been married with kids or hasn't even had a real relationship. As you both age, I could totally see why you would be concerned that she would cheat on you. Redditor follow-up, I'm fairly certain at some point in the next 10 years, The now 26-year-old will want to branch out and explore herself. Instead of getting to know herself as a normal adult in their 20s, she's just jumping into a family and got pregnant. As a 36-year-old myself, I can't fathom dating someone in their 20s, but I guess that's just me. Redditor 2, I'm surprised you found someone a decade younger and moved her in and got her pregnant within a few months. You didn't even know her. You still hardly know her. How are your kids? Redditor 3, you need to hold yourself accountable. Calling your pregnant girlfriend insecure. Hello, she's at the most vulnerable time in her life with zero commitment from you. Of course she's insecure. Statistically, the likelihood of you now abandoning her are off the charts. And jealous again, of course she's jealous. You married your wife but you haven't married her. She wants her child to have a family, so she's trying to do everything she can to figure out what your wife has that she doesn't. And her body is changing, so feeling unattractive paired with a man you think will leave you is extremely hard mentally. Not to mention, not feeling great physically and not wanting to put too much on you because you already have a foot out the door. Basically, for the sake of your child, she's taking on a lot. You say she's not as mature as you, who would guess with your age gap. But she's acting much more mature than you. Grow up. This isn't all about you. Reassure her. Love her. Care for her. Stop acting like you're the main character as she's carrying your child. She's the main character and you've lost the plot. Stop prioritizing how you're going to protect yourself and figure out how you are going to be the best parent possible. It's clear you don't see a future with her, so just tell her. Be honest so she is able to find someone who loves, respects and wants to build a life with her. That way hopefully she'll eventually find a decent guy who will be good to your child. Redditor follow-up, I'm happy to read a comment prioritizing this young woman having her first baby. If this were my daughter I would be pissed like this guy took advantage of her. I hope she's okay. I don't blame her feeling insecure, as he says. He sounds very self-centered. Story 3, it gets better, trust me. 1 year on. Long-time lurker, just wanted to let you all know that it gets better and to share my story in case it resonates for others. I know how lonely it feels. I am 1 year since D-Day. Together for 11 years. Married for 8. We were the type of couple that people said were truly meant to be together and they could see the love. No build-up, no fights until I came home one day to her sitting with her bags packed saying she needed some space and was going to stay with a friend. I asked, "Is there someone else? It would be easier on me if I knew there was someone else." She replied with, "How can you not understand? This is just about me." Days turned into weeks, which turned to months. I became depressed, confused, stopped sleeping, eating, couldn't work, etc. I honestly wanted to die at times. We spoke mostly over text and email and I was being supportive, but she wouldn't give me answers. She just said she missed being too good to be true. She would talk about her talent for making people like her and that people in work thought she was amazing. She said I was controlling as she wanted a vacation in NYC but I pushed to go to Cali instead. Sounds so stupid now and didn't really understand what this was all about until later. All I knew was that she was being cold, gaslighting me and stonewalling. On week 7 I checked her phone bill to find she had been calling someone she worked with for hours at a time. I called her and she admitted it. She had been sleeping with him and dating him while staying with her friend. She said she was falling in love with him. He was 13 years older than her, married with 3 kids. We don't have any. He had just left his family to pursue a relationship with her, yet she said he was nothing to do with why she needed space. He ended up texting me to say sorry and give his side of the story. Basically, he couldn't resist her flirting and give in, and now he was suicidal as his wife and my wife had both blocked him. I did the pick-me dance for 6 weeks or so. She said the breakdown of the marriage was my fault and listed all her resentments which she had never mentioned before. I agreed to work on them, but right now I was just trying to get through each day. Then on a therapy session she admitted she spoke to him again and just didn't want to be married anymore, so she left. She then spent the next year going after every dollar she could get, everything I worked for. She was angry that I told my friends about her affair and that I got our condo and car. This has been the hardest year of my life. I still struggle to sleep and function at times, but every month I am improving. She has shown me her true self, and I have a chance to be with someone who could never do that to someone who loves them. I still think about messaging her and telling her how much destruction she has caused, getting a chance to list my resentments, scold her for making our divorce so difficult, but I have accepted that there is just no point, and will remain strong. I can't wait until I just don't care anymore. I will get there. Redditor's reactions, story 4 after. Redditor 1, hey man, you already won. You dodged the bullet. You are done with a cheater who is now trying to get everything and anything from you. The best thing you can do is live a happy life. It will eat at her for the rest of her life knowing how she ducked up so bad and treated you like acid. Edit, 1 instead of 1. I'm an idiot lol. Redditor 2, don't reply, don't give her the satisfaction of knowing how much it affects you. Indifference is the best weapon against people like that. And block her, get a restraining order if you can. Do everything you can to definitively cut that cancer out of your life. Redditor 3, when you do find someone special, maybe consider sending your ex a thank you text. Without her selfishness and betrayal, you wouldn't have found someone as amazing as your new person. Until then, maybe try and duck her friends. Story 4, my GF is cheating on me with her ex, but she doesn't know that I know. I know because I found them on Reddit. And I've dropped a couple of hints that I know and am not sure if she picked up on it, but she keeps reinforcing how much she loves me and how I'm the only one for her, etc., etc. It just baffles me that she's cheating that strongly, yet she is determined to keep up the lie and make me feel like I'm special to her. Why doesn't she just break up with me? I'm very sad and lonely and I want to break up, but I just wish she'd admit to it first. Why can't she just admit it? Be honest, be real. I'd be a lot less hurt if she came clean about it rather than keeping up the lie and making me feel pathetic. Why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? Edit, the ironic thing is I think she does know that I know, but keeps the facade going. She might even be reading this post right now. It's such a weird situation to me. We're both 23, so I guess we're relatively young, but I still thought I had found a real relationship. I'm hurt. Update, I'm overwhelmed by the response to this. I didn't expect it to sort of blow up. I appreciate all of the advice and support, both kind and harsh, which I needed. Reading through them all in time. Thank you all, it's really helped. Redditor's reactions, story 5 after. Redditor 1, dude, I would just break up. Who cares if she knows that you know? The fact is that she is cheating on you. You need to get out of that relationship of yours as soon as possible before it causes even more pain and mental suffering for you. Op answer, you're right. And I know you're right. It's what I advise other people in the same situation. It just hurts and it's hard. I don't get why people lie so blatantly with someone they're supposed to be real with. Redditor 2, cheaters seldom just come out and admit that they're cheating. Put your proof in a shareable format, ask your STBXGF to meet you in a public place, show her the proof, and tell her to never contact you, in any form, ever again. Stop wasting your time on a patently dishonest and disloyal person. Answer, we're long distance. And I know people say long distance isn't a real relationship, and before I would disagree, but now I get that. Still doesn't hurt any less. Story 5, my GF is cheating on me with her ex, but she doesn't know that I know. I know because I found them on Reddit. And I've dropped a couple of hints that I know and am not sure if she picked up on it, but she keeps reinforcing how much she loves me and how I'm the only one for her, etc., etc. It just baffles me that she's cheating that strongly, yet she is determined to keep up the lie and make me feel like I'm special to her. Why doesn't she just break up with me? I'm very sad and lonely and I want to break up, but I just wish she'd admit to it first. Why can't she just admit it? Be honest, be real. I'd be a lot less hurt if she came clean about it rather than keeping up the lie and making me feel pathetic. Why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? Edit. The ironic thing is I think she does know that I know, but keeps the facade going. She might even be reading this post right now. It's such a weird situation to me. We're both 23, so I guess we're relatively young, but I still thought I had found a real relationship. I'm hurt. Update, I'm overwhelmed by the response to this. I didn't expect it to sort of blow up. I appreciate all of the advice and support, both kind and harsh, which I needed. Reading through them all in time. Thank you all, it's really helped. Redditors' reactions, Story 6 after. Redditor 1, dude, I would just break up. Who cares if she knows that you know? The fact is that she is cheating on you. You need to get out of that relationship of yours as soon as possible before it causes even more pain and mental suffering for you. Answer, you're right. And I know you're right. It's what I advise other people in the same situation. It just hurts and it's hard. I don't get why people lie so blatantly with someone they're supposed to be real with. Redditor 2, cheaters seldom just come out and admit that they're cheating. Put your proof in a shareable format, ask your STBXGF to meet you in a public place, show her the proof, and tell her to never contact you, in any form, ever again. Stop wasting your time on a patently dishonest and disloyal person. Answer, we're long distance. And I know people say long distance isn't a real relationship, and before I would disagree, but now I get that. Still doesn't hurt any less. Redditor 3, not married. No kids. Get out this hour. Don't waste time. It's irreplaceable. Story 6, my 32MGF32F cheated on me and I need help coping. My girlfriend fiancé had been cheating on me for the past 2 months and I found out 2 days ago. First off, I know I'm not the first person this has happened to, nor will I be the last. We had been having problems for the last year and a handful of months. I know I'm at fault too for pushing her to that because I haven't been around for her either. We haven't had time at this point in over a year and 3 months, and we felt more like roommates than partners. She was acting weird the day before I found out. I was installing a dash cam I had gotten her for her birthday. She came out to the car about 10 minutes into me routing the cables and sat in driver's seat for a minute before moving to the back seat. Out of the corner of my eye I noticed she was attempting to be discreet and cover some package with her favorite hoodie of mine. Then she went to the trunk and got something out to show me in an attempt to misdirect me from seeing her hide the package into the hoodie. I remember feeling odd about the package. Turned out to be makeup. Then next day I was going to run some errands and I saw she left it on her vanity. Something told me to look inside. I've never been one to snoop, because I know it sucks. Inside was a card addressed to her, and the text inside the card indicated it could not be from family or a friend. Now some of her behavior that I had observed, but was too scared to confront her about, made sense. How could she say she loved me all these nights when she was doing this? She called me the affectionate nickname she gave me 10 seconds before I confronted her. I think for me the worst part is she didn't say sorry at all during our conversation. Also, we have a kid together who I would like to continue and co-parent with her. One of her concerns that caused her to have a panic attack was I would withhold our daughter from her. I would never do that, and it hurts to think she thinks that low of me to where I would do that. Redditor's reactions, story 7 after. Redditor 1, okay, so I know you might be very hurt and frustrated, but try to not let those emotions lead your breakup. In the end, 10 years from now, you'll have a new partner, a new family, and the cheating won't affect you anymore. So think about what's best for your kid. Just split up, try to divide your shared assets evenly, and don't hold grudges. Don't angle each other in getting a financial gain, because that's often an irrelevant amount, like maybe a couple $100 or $1,000 seen in a span of a lifetime, especially because if you don't agree, you will pay a lot of fees to lawyers etc. too. Try to be civil and correct. It will make her appreciate you as a parent more in the future and vice versa. That will create a healthier environment for when you will have to continue making agreements and compromises, evolving the co-parenting of your child. Op answer, yup. I want to be civil with her and co-parent with her and put on a united front when it comes to our kid. We don't get to stop being parents because of this. Redditor 2, take your ring back and co-parent. She is and will always be a cheater. Be glad you found out before she was legally tied to you by marriage. Op answer, that is my plan. I will co-parent with her and be civil for the sake of my kid. Redditor 3, you should probably try to not process so much now and recognize there were deeper issues between the two of you that led to a sexless relationship. I don't think the sexless aspect was the cause of the infidelity, but definitely that part indicates the relationship wasn't thriving or healthy. Something wasn't working between the two of you. I'd guess both of you were in some big denial about whatever issues and other factors were there, and probably not able to resolve anything, and now this. That's usually what happens. Even if it's denial that you're in a relationship with someone who lacks character or self-control. It's okay to get angry, upset, disappointed, and feel bad now. Just try to set boundaries, be easy with yourself, and recognize time is the best healer. Let the pieces fall where they fall. Focus on yourself and your kid. You'll get better clarity the further you move forward. Op answer, I think you are right in stating that the sexless aspect was an indication of a failing relationship. We didn't talk to each other outside of asking how our day went or something related to our kid. I know I definitely didn't talk with her or share how much I was hurting with her until maybe a point where it was too late. We get more like roommates at that point. I felt like she was rejecting me on so many fronts, so I didn't want to bother into putting any effort. Story 7, my wife is pregnant with our third, 3 weeks after my vasectomy. I absolutely did not want a third child. My wife had to come to terms with my vasectomy, but she agreed that she also only wanted our 2 boys. She was most disappointed about not having a girl with no Chanel, else of having one now. Now, several weeks after my vasectomy, she's pregnant. The timing matches up with the first time we had time after my first negative test, before the final test. It's not what we wanted, but it is what happened. I'm posting here because I'm not ready to talk to our family and friends about this yet. We were reckless. The urologist told us that I was not considered sterile until after my second test, and we didn't heed his warning. I'm not upset or even unhappy. I'm not the kind of person that dwells on what I can't change. I'm just not at the happy stage quite yet. I hope we have the little girl my wife has always wanted. Edit, no, she didn't cheat. For those who care, we aren't getting a test to prove she's not cheating. Our second child had severe medical complications at birth. We both have had genetics tests, and the baby will as well. I trust my wife completely. It would conveniently be pretty difficult to hide if the child isn't mine. Edit 2, no, abortion isn't a solution to us. Please stop suggesting it. We support a woman's right to choose, it isn't about that. Edit 3, I'm not complaining, I'm venting because it's too early to tell our family and friends and I need to get it off my chest. Edit 4, as I said above, I understand how this happened, we aren't confused or unsure. Final update, we did sneak peek and it said boy, found out today, several weeks later, at the ultrasound, that it's a girl. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, I know a couple that actually got pregnant years after a vasectomy. They did a paternity test and it was his and everything. Sometimes they do fail. Op answer, yeah, I'll be getting tested annually I think. We'll do a paternity test on her suggestion. I trust her, but it's always nice to have affirmation. Redditor 2, aren't you supposed to wait for the 3-month checkup before engaging in unprotected sex? 3 weeks seems too early. Op answer, we were told after our second negative test. Either way, we did not follow instructions. Redditor 3, this is why you read the instructions first, mate.